Hey everyone, welcome back to the best U.S. Mint news channel on YouTube. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Today's date is the 5th of March, 2025, and in this video, I got three things that I'm going to hit you with. Number one, looks like somebody still hasn't got the memo on eBay about those 2025 pennies. Also, there's an article at Coin Week, I believe, with Charles Morgan. He's got an awesome challenge for us. And then at the end with those plus ones, I've got the meaning of life. I found it. And I wanted to share it with you. But before any of that, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to reach a bazillion subs. It's actually a really big number. Not sure exactly what the number is, though, but it's got to be ginormous. Also, we're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. I never know what I'm not going to say. Now over here to moneymetals.com. Looks like gold's down 2 1/4 to 29.2690. Silver down 35 cents to 32.54. Platinum up $5 to 983.5. Look at that. We're like almost 15 cents to parity exact. Oh, that's amazing. Palladium down 50 cents to 983.20. And Dr. Copper's hopping up 21 cents. I don't know why, but it's at 4.79. That's going to make really expensive to strike coins for the United States Mint. Oh boy. Yeah, because they strike them in the billions, right? Now you're looking at in-stock American Silver Eagle, whose premium is $6.49 for quantity 1 through 39. You'll pay $39.03, and their buyback is $33.39. A lot of 33s and 39s going on here, and look at that, $32.54. So yeah, a little bit more, not a whole dollar though. Isn't that interesting? I guess they don't need them back that badly. All right, over here to the bullion sales at the United States Mint. Really no new tale to tell for the whole month of February, even though we're almost about a week into March. Not sure why we don't see any additional numbers for February. That's a head scratcher. Now over here, another head scratcher. Yeah, look at this. People are still purchasing the Lincoln cent and paying good money for them, and let them, right? I mean, that's their money. They can do whatever they want with it, right? But yeah, other people, they're not really. Look at this, 289. Is that reasonable? Maybe. $12.99, $3.95, $32 for a San Francisco proof. Yeah, but I would think, after looking at the numbers for the circulating coin production for 2025, let me actually get to the circulating coin production for 2025. Whoops, got to select it here. That would help, wouldn't it? All right, check this out. We have we have over 500 million Lincoln cents struck for 2025, and we're only in March, okay? This number was about 80 million. This number was about 160 million for January, and then bam, we got February's number, and they are going gonzo. And could it take some time for the United States to stop striking these Lincoln cents? Yes, it could be next year, right? And I hope it's after next year, because I would really like to see the semi-quincentennial Lincoln cent out there. Also, two things I wanted to touch base on. The quarter program. These numbers are looking really low for 1 quarter strike, even though we have 2. And then the Kennedy half dollars, they stand at about 11.5 million. We may get more strikes throughout the year, but we already stand at 5.8 million from Philadelphia. And for a year, that's going to be the last of the Kennedy half dollar facing west or left, right? Facing left portrait. It's not going to be scarce, okay? So that might be a good thing. It might be a bad thing, depending. And let me go to the American Women Quarters mintages real quick, like I'm going to show you there. 97.3 for Ida Wells, 106 and that's for Denver, 106.3 for Philadelphia. What is going on here? These were a little bit lower for January. They have been adjusted for, I guess it's February here. But listen, the weird part is the Juliet Gordon low quarters. Why are they at 2.2 million? And is that all we're going to see? And is the next one we're going to see the Althea Gibson quarter? And wait a minute. I don't even think this is an order of distribution. I think this is the last quarter for the year. Anyway, we'll find out. Let's keep on keeping on over to this article here at Coin Week by Charles Morgan. This is excellent. I was reading it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to share this. This is incredible. And more of us, I think, should do that. And if you already do it, kudos to you, because this is how magic is found. And I would especially think that people who deal with a lot of cash, people who deal in cash tips, or who are cashiers, can look over a lot of bills, a lot of coins, are actually kind of lucky that they get to see all that coin and those currencies, those bills, right? Incredible. So here, let's get to it. Like I said, this is Coin Week. This is dated March 3rd. Charles Morgan. Title of this article is A Pro Numismatist Looks at Coins in His Change. Says here he has to admit, I haven't been as good as an advocate for circulating coins as I should be. I've become so accustomed to using electronic payments that I can scarcely remember a recent instance when I actually spent cash and received coins in change. That ends today, he proclaims. I'm going to make it a point to use cash at least once a week in order to review the currency I get back in change and report whether any of it is collectible. Do you do that, folks? Well, does that end today? Are you going to start doing that today? Maybe together we can get a sense of what to look for and what he can, well, go back out into the wild, right? What you don't want to keep in your collection. That's important. Now, today's transaction, that'd be a dollar bill. That's a Federal Reserve note. It says so right there at the top of the bill. 3 Washington quarters, a Roosevelt dime, and a Lincoln cent. Oh, man, if he had the Jefferson nickel, it would have been a, well, he would have had the cycle, I guess. All right. That'd have been cool. So here we are. That's the United States of America Federal Reserve note, $1 bill out of Richmond, Virginia. Okay, look at the numbers. If you replace that 8 with a 3, just cut half of it off, you'd have had a really cool note. With, maybe a 1 would have been cool and a 3 there. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Coolnotes.com or something like that. That's really amazing. So he assesses the condition as very fine. The collectability in this grade is low. He says here the 2021 Federal Reserve notes were the first notes issued in United States history to carry the signatures of 2 women. That's amazing. Now it says here, as for the note itself, despite being just a few years old, it has been folded and creased many times. The paper is intact, and some of the note's original skin is still present. Still, this isn't a collectible note, not in this condition anyway. Generally, one will want an uncirculated example of a modern note, star notes being especially interesting. A fun way to collect each modern series is by Federal Reserve Bank branch. This may require eBay for branches remote from you. But as a collector who can find Richmond notes quite frequently, they're just going to put this one back into circulation and spend it. So what's interesting about that is, it would be really cool if the United States Mint sold their currency just by one piece. Like you could buy a dollar bill, you could buy a $2 bill, a $5 bill, 10, and so on and so forth. But then again, it would be really cool also to be able to buy a roll of pennies, a roll of nickels, and dimes from the United States Mint. I'm not sure why they don't do that. That's just one of those things. If I was the mint director, I would bust those out quick. All right, here's next find is a 2000 Virginia State Quarter. Obviously, this one, you can see some schmutz everywhere. That's not going to do it. That's not going to work. The condition is extra fine. Collectability in this grade is low, and that's obvious by looking at it, right? Now, what's really interesting is if you're not good at checking out the grades on these, there's something over at PCGS called PCGS Photo Grade Online, and check these out. And you can go from MS68 all the way down to, I think I don't know if it goes to 1. I think it goes to 2. Let me keep going. Very fine, very fine. And this is probably what his quarter looks like. Look at that. Very good 10, very good 8, and a 6, and 4, and 2, 3, then 2. Bam, look at that. It doesn't look like that. So you can kind of compare and contrast what this looks like. So the spaghetti hair on Lincoln, I mean, there's a lot of marks here, a lot of marks there. And you kind of go, well, it kind of looks like that a little bit. I'd say it's probably closer to maybe somewhere in here, right? That's incredible. So once you get good at that, you can find, hey, really good examples in United States Mint uncirculated coin sets. And those are the ones you want to compare with the photo grades over here on the far right end of the spectrum, or at least the grades in the MS area. And if you can get one in a MS 66, 67, or 68, those are really high grades for Mint State coins, especially ones coming out of uncirculated coin sets. 68, you can probably choose your price on that one. Now let's keep on keeping on. 50 state quarters were produced from 1999 through 2008. The popular series honored each state in order in which they admitted to the Union, yada, yada. This quarter has been seen quite a bit of use, obviously, right? Which is unsurprising, given that the coin is 25 years old and the quarters are heavy hitters in circulation. What has this poor coin seen? Where has it been? I don't even want to know. That's scary. All right, the coin surfaces are heavily marked with scratches in key focal areas, and the reverse is stained and dirty. An easy candidate for a coin in my change that goes back into the wild. The state quarters were heavily collected by the general public, especially in the program's first year. In at least one case, a BU example can be purchased easily for $1.50. Now, if one wanted a collection of only circulation pulls, I'd wait until a nicer one turns up, or you can go buy a mint set, right? How much do those cost from 1999? Now here we are, 1993 P Washington quarter. Those mint sets are about $8 or $9 max. Here we go. Very fine. Collectability in this grade is low. And I always thought that bird was a bat. I don't know why. Don't ask. The 1993 Philadelphia Washington quarter is even more beat up from the feet up than the 2000 Denver. 32 years of heavy usage has worn the coin down to a grade of very fine. That's the VF. Although the heavy scratches behind Washington's head, ouch, that's a gouge, and his cheek and forehead are enough to downgrade the coin to a details grade. Yeah, that's brutal, right? Let's keep on keeping on. 86P Washington quarter. It's still pretty bad shape. Look at the 86. Let's keep on keeping on. This isn't great, 86P Washington quarter, as far as the change pull goes, but it is a very good one. I'd be tempted to hold on to it to fill my coin album or folder hole for now and hope that a nicer one comes along so I can upgrade it. And that's really the way to coin collect. You upgrade. And think about it like this: when you're doing this here, right? When you're doing this, if you're using it as an aid, you can always look at one quarter and another quarter and compare and contrast, and you're like, oh yeah, that one's clearly better. And then you pop out the old one and you pop in the new one, right? It's very easy to see, especially if it's in front of you, right? That's the best way to look at it. That's why it's always nice to have another example of a graded coin in hand. Always wonder why. They don't do that at the coin shows. Anyway, let's keep on keeping on. A brilliant uncirculated example might set you back $1.50, but one in this condition, if purchased on eBay, would probably cost you double face. So let's call it 50-cent circulation find. What? Yeah, isn't that amazing? Who knew? Now, 2017 P Roosevelt time. And it says here, after 7+ years of circulation, this 2017 Philadelphia Roosevelt dime still has much of its original skin, picking up a few cuts here and there. And you know what's interesting about this is a lightweight coin. Imagine a dime impacting another dime. It's really lightweight. It's not probably going to make hardly any marks. I would imagine it's the bigger coins, the nickels and the quarters, that would really make the marks on any dimes at that point. It says here, I'd say as a circulation find, if this coin were from the 1980s or 70s, then you'd have a keeper so long as you're trying to fill your album or folder with coins pulled from change. Fresh rolls of 2017 P exist, of course, and you can get the mint set for about $35. The coin has a collector value of about 85 cents if you list it on eBay. And now, folks, think about this. He's talking about fresh rolls of 2017P, right? Well, what if you had a whole box of 2017P and you gave them to your kids and they gave them to their kids and they gave them to their kids? Yeah, it's almost like having a whole box of, coins from the past, right? I mean, imagine that. How many rolls that would be and how many eons that would be in the future. That's incredible. Now let's go to the next one. This is a 2023 Lincoln cent, and I'm going to try and wrap this up quick. This is the MS63 red. Collectability in this grade is moderate. Let's go here. There's a scarce 2023 Lincoln cent variety worth looking for. It's the United States Mint produced a limited amount of pennies with an extra V, and that's located to the left of the VDB. That's just here. I don't think it's left of the VDB. I thought it was right of the VDB. And I think it's to the right of the initial. Anyway, whatever. It is what it is. The presence of that error would turn this ordinary penny into a collectible coin worth $70 or more. Sadly, my example did not have this feature. And if you know our friend Bo Palmer, Coin Hunter, he is like the distributor on eBay and on auctions on YouTube with that extra V. It's quite incredible. There's tons of them in Western New York, it turns out. And it says, how do we do today? But that's basically it, folks. That's what's going down. That's incredible. There's the photo grade. I will leave a link in the description for this. Now, I promised you the meaning of life, right? Here it comes. Get ready for it. There it is. Bingo! That's the golden mean. The golden mean, the meaning of life, is to love this world, do good in life, and to aspire to the world to come. Yeah. saʿadia ben Yosef Gaon said that. I'm sorry, I probably ruined that. Now, this is a really great band. This is Booker T and the MGs. Its Time is Tight. And I saw these guys in 1992 when they reunited. Totally worth it. Went to see them Great live concert, incredible. Booker T and the MGs. Good stuff. Can't tell you how amazing that band is. Now, want to thank y'all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit the like button. And if you do like what you're going to see, sub the channel, please. It's free. Stacker out.